Well, I'd be the first to admit it hasn't been the best of weeks. You got a few setbacks, but you've got to learn to take them in this job and take the good with the bad. And I'm not going to become a quivering heap in the corner just because a couple of things didn't work out as intended. And I'm not going to get too fussed about the critics. The vehemence of the criticism often says more about the nature of their argument than it does about substance. What I'm going to focus on is all the other things that are happening at the moment that United Future is playing a major part in. Let's tick them off. I've just come back from Vienna from the United Nations Narcotic Drugs Conference, where our synthetic drugs legislation, our psychoactive substances bill, which I'll be introducing to Parliament very, very shortly, is seen as world-leading, innovative, and the steps that all other countries should follow. And we'll have that in place by August the 13th of this year. Then, in the next couple of weeks or so, the child support legislation, bringing about the major child support change for the first time since the scheme was implemented over 20 years ago, will pass through Parliament. That's the culmination of a 4-year project on my part, and it will make for a fairer, more responsive child support system that will benefit more children and more families in New Zealand equitably, and will also make sure more parents have to accept their responsibilities for their children. Then, the whole issue of superannuation back on the agenda in the light of a recent Fairfax set of polls about people's expectations and attractions to things like United Future's Flexi Super proposal. We'll have a discussion paper out in the next few months setting out how Flexi Super might work and pointing out that this actually gives people the choice about when they retire, not a state-imposed retirement age. It allows people to choose between 60 and 70 and to choose a level of superannuation commensurate with their age. It gives them the choice, doesn't impose one upon them. We're also going to release in the next couple of months our new National Suicide Prevention Action Plan for the next 3 years. That's the culmination of a lot of work over the last year to 18 months, bringing together the government sector, the non-government sector, all of the interest groups, and making sure we get a comprehensive and coherent approach moving forward. We've got the Game Animal Council bill about to come back through Parliament to provide for a much better environment within which the regulation of game animal activities, hunting and recreational opportunities like that can be pursued. So there's a lot to be very positive about. I'm not going to let a couple of little setbacks get in the way of all of the positive things that are going on at the moment. And even if I can get through all of those, as I will in the next little while, I've still got the big, massive restructuring of inland revenue to look forward to. We'll be making some announcements on that in the next month. So my point is, things come, things go. I have an agenda to pursue. I'll continue to pursue it. I've got plenty on my plate, and we're going to see a lot of positive progress in these areas over the next few months.